So when you went to Nashville to record everything, how long were you there for?
So that was a 5-day stint. So like
for just the Between You and Me?
No, this was for the whole album.
What?
So we were there for 5 days. It was crazy. Maybe it was a week. It was
5 days.
We prepped everything beforehand, made sure we had everything good. Went down the first 2 days. We just recorded instruments. So it was like we had the whole band there, and we recorded 13 songs in 2 days. So,
yo, people, what's up? I'm back. It's been a little bit of a hiatus. I had David Saint-Germain on recently. This was an awesome talk, man. David's like super interesting. I've known him from mutual friends for a long time. And I found his career super interesting. Like, he's a musician. He's a recording artist. We talked about some faith and worship, but we went a lot into his album and just songwriting and stuff I'm super interested in. Also, behind the scenes, Dave's trying to help me out, just figuring out things with audio, like the technical side regarding headphones. Like, we use like these like freaking amazing, like super expensive mics for everything. Dave's an awesome guy. I have so many good things to say about him, as you'll be hearing in the podcast. But this was so awesome. I'm glad he took the time. Super busy dude. And I hope you guys dig this conversation. And real quick, right before we start, I just wanted to mention that I didn't quite meet the quota for 3 podcasts in March. So I'm going to have 4. That's right, 4 podcasts in April coming your way. So we're going to have another musician on that I really respect. And we're going to have my first ever guest. If you know your Last House on the Left history, you know who that is. And I'm going to be doing a podcast about the JFK assassination and all the history and the conspiracy theories behind that. It's going to be really fun. Also, that's going to be with a beloved guest too. So thanks for listening, guys. Like and subscribe. See you soon. Enjoy the convo. Guys, this is the Last House on the Left. This is where I chop it up with my friends, kill time, and speak what's on my mind. So, just a quick preface. Before we started, we're using new mics. Bro, thank you so much.
Dude,
these
absolutely.
are freaking incredible. Now, let me intro my guest. I was a little, like, not intimidated, but I was, like, excited because I'm like, this is where I'm, like, really trying to prepare an interview because there's certain, like, topics and things about your like music career that I'm very interested in. So, and who knows, maybe I'll have your other half of your musical and tweak anything as we go.
Yeah, dude, absolutely.
Because something probably will be clipping.
No, that's great, dude.
Yeah, so cool. So my guest today, and correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm off on any of this. You're a backline tech for Events United.
Yeah.
You're a musician. You're a drummer. You're a recording artist, and you are a husband.
That's
and
right.
Now, you just told me a father, man. It's David Saint-Germain in the house.
What's up? How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm awesome to be here. This is really exciting.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. So, dude, like, I guess we should just start off with twins, bro. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, I know. I was just telling Ben, we found out recently. We got married in October.
Oh, yeah, dude, but before twins, we have to talk about your wife, Shaylin.
Yeah, my beautiful wife.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, she's awesome. Yeah. We got married in October in Connecticut. And then, we just wanted to start a family. And we decided to, try. And then God blessed us with twins. Like, I mean, that's awesome. We're really excited about twins.
Dude, I feel like your disposition is pretty natural because most people are like, oh my God, twins, double trouble and everything. That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
So so when did you meet your wife?
Let me see. We met at Events United, actually, where I work.
Okay. Because I don't think I've met her. I met one of your exes way back in the day when I like had a couple weeks with Events United, and then I did the well, it probably wasn't considered famous in your guys' eye, but when I went, like Joel was who I'm trying to think. This is for the Women for Jill Biden, so people are going all over Pennsylvania. Was it just Pennsylvania or were there?
It might have been, yeah. That's right, you did that.
Yeah, that was nuts, man.
Yeah, so
anyways, I'm getting off track.
We met at Events United, and we were friends for about a year, maybe even more than that. Yeah, then we just became really close, and we started dating, and
nice, man.
Yeah, it was just all aligned, all God aligned everything, and it was really, it was special for sure.
Yeah, did you make the first move, or was it just one of the natural things where you're just like, oh hey, like We should. That's the thing, dude. I've been single for a while, and and maybe at this point I'm just scared of women. I mean, I grew up with 4 sisters, so I shouldn't be, but you never know. So it was just a natural thing.
Yeah,
then?
it was natural. Yeah. It's actually kind of funny when we were with my band. We were doing our album cover, and she actually took the photos for it.
Oh, nice.
And so I think it was during that. It was like we just like, oh, you're pretty awesome.
You're cute.
Yeah, you're pretty awesome.
Nice, dude.
So.
Wow. Cool. So we're if it's cool if I'm just going to jump into it.
Dude,
so
just go right in.
Explain. Well, actually, even before, once again, one of the things that I'm still working on I still consider myself a first-time podcaster, even though I'm 20 episodes in.
That's awesome, though.
I'll cut myself off and whatever. Me and you met through Nate Thibodeau, obviously. Nate Thibodeau, just networks me with all these people,
Nate,
man.
Shout out. Yeah.
And so I don't even remember. Dude, you're just one of those guys where I'd always seen around. And then I had heard that you had been working at Events United, which does live audio, sound staging, once again, audio visual. What else do you guys do?
Oh, we do everything. So, audio, video, lighting, staging. We do mobile stages.
Yeah.
So we travel around the country. We produce events. We sometimes plan events. And just kind of do everything in the live production realm.
Dude, was it an LED wall you were working on last week?
Yeah.
That thing was huge, man.
Yeah, we were doing an install at the SNU Arena. I think it was for their hockey.
Jeez. Can I pull up a picture of that anywhere? Where would I go?
Instagram. Okay. Oh, you know what? I don't know. Yeah, actually go to...
Let me bring this over. I think you said Instagram then?
You could probably just look... I don't know if it's on Instagram right now.
Gotcha. Let me just pull this thing over.
This is a sweet setup, though. It works out great, though, huh?
Hey, man, I'm trying. I'm just trying to get 1% better each episode. So
it might be Instagram.
Okay, so just go to Events'.
Try Events United. It may not be on there. I'm not sure.
This is actually the Events Untied. Nice. Nobody's made that mistake before.
No, that's funny.
Okay, scrolling down.
Yeah, I don't know if it will be on here.
Okay. Well, at least I can pull up and show some stuff on.
Was it that video wall? This one?
I think it was one that was just on your story, but...
Oh, yeah.
Holy cow, dude. This thing is 30, 40 feet high?
What is that? That's at 14 feet high, just about.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it looks a lot bigger than...
Oh, that dude's crouching. Okay, I thought he was standing up. Yeah. Man, I'm not wearing my glasses. Wow.
That's so funny. Yeah, this was in Florida a couple weeks ago.
Nuts, man. So what conference was it for?
This was for who was it? Oh, it was Connection, I believe.
Huh.
Yeah, it was for a local company around here, and they do a sales kickoff and just a bunch of cool stuff. And so we definitely a fun gig we've done, in the past.
Yeah. Huh. And so, Events United's been around for how long? Because the head of events is Tim
Messina.
Messina,
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
I think, to be honest, I think it's I don't know. I think it's 15 years or something like that, or 10 years.
I thought it was longer than that. No. That's crazy because, dude, your warehouse in it's dairy.
It's dairy now.
It is dairy.
Yeah.
Okay. It's it's serious, man.
Yeah.
I remember when I was for the quick little time intern where they're
awesome
they were showing me the place.
There.
I was like, yeah. Well, dude, shout out to you, man. You were such a we knew each other still, man. But that's one reason why I wanted you to come on here, dude, because you were a good freaking dude, man. And I was scared to work with or to touch anything because I'm gonna mess it up. I'm gonna do this. You were so patient, and you were freaking at the time. You were loading for. Wherever you were going. So that's stressful and whatever.
Yeah.
Making sure you have your checklist, that you have all your stuff.
That's so funny that you remember. I don't even remember that. It's time flies by.
Yeah. Well, they were telling me to just do learn the differences, not learn the differences, but just how to tie up XLR.
Right.
What were some of the other? Can you fill in the blanks for me?
Just a bunch of cable stuff.
Yeah,
and probably
huge cable wall.
Yeah. There's a lot to learn. It can be very daunting,
Yeah, it seems so at the time. And correct me if I'm wrong, but don't you have almost miles of cable probably there?
Yeah, probably a couple miles of cable.
Jeez,
it goes on for a while, and different thicknesses of cable, and just, things get so heavy, like especially like loading trucks, but it's all part of the fun, and you learn a lot, being there, and a lot of cool life skills too.
Yeah, because you have to like work with people, and like I said, sometimes you're even when I did my little stint, which I just went with this guy Triffin. Shout out to you, Triffin.
Yeah, Triffin, he's probably gonna watch this too,
dude. Hopefully, shout out to you, man. He got me onto, as you saw earlier, he got me onto Sleep Token because it was me and him in a bus. Like I said, if you don't know, I love like Christian contemporary music, like CCM, and then like metalcore. So I love like Sleep Token, Bring Me the Rise, and all these other bands. And we'll get into bands later. But holy cow, man, it was just me and this guy that I didn't know at the time in a truck for like a long, long time.
So funny.
And then he was the coolest guy ever. I remember because Joel mentioned it to me, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then he mentioned your name, who I'd already known you. Did I know you in high school? Or did I just... I don't even,
to be honest, I don't remember where we met. Like, I know Nate. It might have been at some...
Because you didn't... Did you do sports through St. Marie's or no?
Yeah, oh, that's right.
Was it soccer?
Yeah, I did stuff with Holy Family. We played soccer, played basketball.
Yeah, probably blocking my ass.
Yeah,
just freaking pitting
that's funny.
No, some of the Holy Family kids, man, like that guy Davey and like Joey Williams, like dude, they were like big dudes at the time. And
I still play with Joey.
Yeah,
basketball.
He's still local.
Do you play basketball?
Yeah, well, I've taken a little bit of time off because I have a bad knee or whatever. But me, Robert, and Shane only wants to lift anymore. Like I basically hurt my knee a couple. I don't have any blah 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 blah. I've told this story a couple times. I have like no cartilage in my right knee because I got fat. So once I lose weight and whatever, I'm gonna get back out there. But so he still plays. Like there's a couple dudes that still play.
Yeah, they live in Concord and we play at was it White's Park over there?
Oh, you play outside?
Yeah, so during the summer. It's
I like playing outside, man. But I go through basketball shoes like nobody's business. So really? When I got out of high school, I became a sneakerhead for shoes. But I was, not a crazy sneakerhead, but I definitely was like, I was no longer like wincing when I would buy like $140 LeBrons. I'm like, no, it's necessary.
Oh, really? Yeah. So, what are you wearing now?
Right now, I just have. Right now, I'm just wearing.
Pop them up on the table. Show the camera.
I have these old Air Forces, but of course, I have like all whites, and I just got a pair of these like kind of like olive green and like other color.
Yeah.
But I just as you can tell, dude, I creased them like so badly. I probably creased them earlier when I was just but these were more of like knockarounds or whatever. But I just think Air Forces are super comfortable.
Yeah, I never got into like shoes. That wasn't my thing. Shoes, and then I'm trying to think what else that like people my age like were really into.
Are we the same age? When did you graduate?
Oh geez.
Cuz you're 20.
I'm 26, yeah. So 2000.
I'm going to be 27
So around the same year, probably. Yeah. Were you 2017?
2016.
Yeah, so I think it was 2017.
Yeah, because I'm basically going to be 27. My birthday is 4/20, so.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
You want to hear a funny story?
Yeah.
My address is 420, or my old address, my parents' address. So my dad, when he was like making an email for the first time, he did Guy STG 420 as his email address, and he didn't know what it meant. And so like everybody was like, "Oh, cool, nice, dude." You know?
Your dad's like, "Thank you."
Yeah, dude. He's like, "What the heck?" Yeah.
That's why my Instagram handle, I made it so obnoxious. Like one of my old coworkers from when I was doing power washing was he was like big into rap and hip hop. Well, really, he was a freaking savant when it came to all these different music genres. But he would always call me Trap Money Benny, which is like a Drake thing. Yeah. So then like my Instagram handle is Trap Money Benny 420.
That's so
which
funny.
Is just like people are like, "Oh, you're so insane" or whatever. It's like whatever, man.
That's
I don't
great.
care. But anyway, so once again, like the rabbit trails will continue as we go on.
I love that. Yeah.
But yeah, man. So I just think over time you were just a super friendly guy, and then after high school, I don't know, dude. We probably would have cookouts and graduation parties when we were all graduating, and from there it just became history. And like I said, I haven't seen you though in like 2 years,
honestly,
but I follow you online.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, even going through the Instagram that I have through the excuse me, through the laptop is just the podcast one.
The podcast one. Yeah.
So. I saw like some of my old, when I was looking at, I don't know, I think I looked at your account for
Yeah.
some of the one of the questions
Yeah.
I was looking at, and then I like saw me commenting on your post, and it was like 81 weeks ago. I was like,
my
oh
God.
wow! So
Yeah.
I tried to follow, and
That's
I
funny.
just think it's so cool, man. Like making your own music. Like I don't have a lot of my friends are more like they're not really. They just don't really pursue music as much, and I became. Like I like music because I first played. I've mentioned this before, but it will apply to what we're talking about. I started playing bass at 14 at church
Really?
upstairs, dude, because
Yeah.
I wanted to be like John Cooper.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's where I started. I started like I got like lessons or whatever. I learned how to read music. Conveniently forgot how to read music.
You really? So I don't know how to read music. Like,
Really?
Yeah, no, I have no idea how to read music, which is actually kind of funny because like I make music like and no idea. Like if someone was like, "Hey, can you play this chord on the piano?" I'd be like, "Sorry, like, I have no idea." I like know it sounds good and like
Yeah.
I guess that's something I probably could learn, right?
Well, that's what's so funny because I'm pretty sure Jimi Hendrix didn't even know how to read music.
Yeah,
right?
I think it was who's the guy from Coldplay too. Chris
Martin doesn't know how to read music.
I don't think he knew how to or knows how to. I'm sure he does now, but I guess
There's a funny interview with Chris Martin where he's like, I know we got famous for playing like four chord progression songs and whatever. It's like, dude, but you play Viva La Vida, like who's not gonna go? Whoa!
I know. That's a great one.
Yeah.
Do you sing too?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good voice, dude.
Oh, well, that was just a little falsetto. So when I was learning bass,
Yeah.
I was just on the worship team or whatever. Our church was, as Thibodeau would call me, I think he calls me a something Protestant. I'm a non-denominational
Yeah.
Protestant technically. So I love all the electric guitars and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Same,
Our
that's
church,
awesome.
yeah. Our church never had really electric guitars ever, which was more like a thing with because our church was small. Like even though we're filming this from the basement of the church, so it's like it used to be a school. So that's where I was.
Yeah.
Like when I was younger, I came here before I came to NCA and whatever.
That's right. Oh, that's how you know Joel,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, so I've known I knew Joel through NCA, yeah, and I haven't seen Joel in forever,
Yeah.
too. Maybe you can give me his number because I've been trying to hit him up. I'm like, dude, I don't see you anymore.
Yeah. I'll give
super
it. I'll
busy.
hit him up. Shout out to Joel.
Yeah, Joel. Hopefully you listen, man.
Yeah, dude.
So I eventually wanted to learn acoustic guitar. The worship leader at NCA, who's now or was the worship leader for a long time at Gate City, Micah Groder, was like, hey, you need to go. Or hey, if you ever want to play, let me know. So then I asked him, and he's like, all right, you're going to pick 2 or 3 songs and go do it.
Cool.
Because I asked to play with him. I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Right.
So I just know I've actually been coming off being sick, bro. I've been off and on sick since like December, where it's like you get better and then you never fully recover.
Just like cold and stuff like that?
Yeah,
Or is-
congested.
Yeah. My wife was really sick for a while too.
Yeah. And dude, I hate it. When I'm sick, I'm like a princess. I'm like, I'm dying. All this stuff. And so they basically made me through Micah Groder. I like learned acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
And then they're like, hey, Ben, can you lead worship one day? I'm like, I don't know what
Really?
to do. And then, I would just I would pick the songs and I just stuck very close. I was
Yeah.
just staring at the
That's cool. Chord sheets.
just the chord sheet, the stand.
Yeah.
Because I was afraid to look at anyone and whatever. And then I have a super when I was doing these encounter nights a couple years ago with some friends, which were just worship nights, and a couple times I was able to play some once I learned the acoustic chords or whatever. I kind of continued doing worship because then I could make it a little bit more. I could spice it up or whatever. Right. But the whole fact of me learning to sing, I never really learned to sing, but I would just put songs in keys that I could sing in. So if song I don't know, pick a popular Hillsong song From the Inside Out.
Oh, classic.
Yeah.
It's an oldie but goodie.
Yeah. So exactly.
Mighty to Save 10,000 Reasons, dude. Yeah, come on.
Dude, NCA ran all those songs into the ground. So that song's probably in A or B, and then I would just put it in
G.
Yeah, G.
Yeah.
Like
Just
one
G
step
chords.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I learned all the other keys or whatever. But I don't really think I know how to sing. But when it comes to my own music, man, like some of my influences, or once I
Yeah.
heard Skill was awesome and cool.
Oh,
I
that's
still
good.
respect them, man, because they're very much like their Christian message,
Yeah.
man. They keep it 100, whether if they're touring.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I saw them like a couple of years ago. Like, they did like a set at Grass Pop Metal Fest in
Really?
like, Belgium or whatever. I'm like, how are you guys playing
Yeah.
with all these cats, man?
Yeah,
Like,
they're really cool. They're good guys too.
have you met them?
Yeah, I think a couple times.
Really?
Not like personally, like, oh, if he were to see me or like John were to see me, he would be like, oh yeah, what's up, dude? No, but like since we at Events United, we do a lot of like summer festivals, Christian festivals.
Yeah,
And
because your biggest guys thing is Soulfest, right? One of the bigger ones.
Yeah, one of our biggest, like bigger festivals. We do a couple other bigger ones.
That's the only one I know.
Yeah, but no, a lot of cool people come through, and it's nice to see them year after year sometimes if they're playing, or if we do like a different festival, like we'll see them at one festival and then we'll see them at another festival.
Yeah,
And so like you end up getting pretty tight with them and like, oh, what's up, dude? And so usually year after year you see them.
Wow.
Or like if other people play with different bands too. Like,
Yeah.
Matt Mars guys are playing with like Torn Wells or something, you know?
Nice. Torin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey man, enough about me. So let's get into you, man. So like, what made you originally pursue music, or when did you start playing?
boy.
Was drums the first? I know you as a drummer. So
Yeah.
do you have other?
Yeah. So I started playing drums. Yeah. It's like, so my whole life I was raised, I was homeschooled my whole life. And so I
Yeah,
had a
I
lot of freedom to do like other passions that I had. So I was, spending a lot of time playing music. Like I would get my schoolwork done, just at around 12
Yeah.
and just be done for the day.
3 hours earlier. Yeah.
And so I'd like spend a lot of time playing drums and music. So I started when I was just thinking about this today, 9. I was 9 years old.
Holy cow,
when I started
dude.
playing drums. So what is that? It's 2025. So is that like
16? No, 17. Right? 'Cause
17?
You're 26.
26? Yeah, so 17 years I've been playing drums, which is
Wow,
really
dude.
cool. And so that just kind of led to, just playing music and playing in,
Yeah.
church bands and leading church bands, and then doing, other things, meeting people through different, things that I was doing. So I was doing country music, and then, pop music,
Yeah.
soul music, like R&B, like.
Did you start on an electric kit?
No. I'm really against electric kits, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, I cannot get.
Tell me. Make the case. Well,
No. So electric kits, it's just like there's no dynamics. Like there's still nicer ones, like the Roland.
But why are you paying $3,000 for a?
Yeah, I mean it's expensive. Yeah, and like I don't know, there's no dynamics. Like when you hit the snare drum, like you hit it hard and it sounds loud. But if like you were to hit it quietly, like it still sounds loud sometimes.
Yeah.
Like the trigger doesn't really trigger that well. So I was always against electric kits. But yeah, I played acoustic kits my whole life, and dude, I love it. It's great. It's really sweet. I wish I had my phone on me right now. I would show you pictures of my drum.
Oh, I
It's
know.
like it's like babies,
Sorry,
dude.
we might be doing
Yeah.
cam guys, so we'll see.
I wonder
we'll
if
see
it's
it
actually
happens.
recording. I wonder if I can see it on my watch.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it's still recorded. Look at that.
All right, sweet man. We're doing good for
Wow.
now. So how did you get your first drum set? Like, did your parents get it for you?
Yeah, it was like a blue first act drum set. It was for Christmas. I got it for
Really?
Christmas.
So
Yeah.
is it like one of those that had like 2 toms in this?
Yeah, it was
snare?
like a legit drum set, but it was like a mini kit kind of thing.
Nice. Yeah.
I wonder if we can look it up. I want to see if we can
Pull it up, man.
pull it up, Ben. Yeah. What's that guy? What's Joe Rogan? What's that guy?
Pull it up, Jamie.
Yeah, Jamie. Okay, so first act, blue drum set, F drum set.
Oh. All right.
Let's see what we got. Do like 2010 or like 2009.
Any of these ones?
Oh, dude, I think it's literally this one right here.
This guy?
It might be that one.
Wow.
I
Okay.
think it's that. I don't know. It might have been a
Nice,
little
dude.
smaller too. Oh,
How many-
it was that one right there. I think
This guy.
the one, well, yeah, like this one right here. Yeah. Super jank.
Nice.
Super
dude.
jank.
Wow.
I don't.
How many symbols? Did you just get one symbol with
I
it?
must have just had one,
Yeah.
but it was like super basic and like it did the job. It
Wow.
got me to play music.
And this might be I'm not a drummer or whatever,
Yeah.
but a lot of the bands I'm listening to, like their drummers, I just blow me away.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
Is a cymbal or is a hi-hat is a cymbal, right?
yeah.
Okay.
So it's a hi-hat's basically just like two cymbals put together,
Yeah.
and like it just makes a certain sound.
Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, because that's what I thought. Because obviously you can see the two different symbols, but I'm like, there's the opening and closing.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed, something like I said, we'll get to your album in a few minutes. I noticed like you really like doing a lot of hi hat work. Is that like specifically?
Really? Yeah. I don't know if
Yeah.
I actually try not. I don't avoid
You try
it,
not
but,
to do that.
but it's more
Okay.
like I'm not the best at it. So I wonder what you're thinking, because maybe I do like I do a lot of 16th notes, like
Yeah. Like yeah.
like
Well, also sometimes too. Yeah, I'm wondering if we should. I think there's one other thing I wanted to ask you before we get into the album. Let me think. So that was your first. Yeah, so that was your first set. You said you were playing through church and whatever.
yeah.
Please please excuse my ignorance. But so you grew up. Are you still Catholic?
Yeah, I'm still Catholic, but I play around at different churches and stuff like that.
Okay.
Kinda,
And what's that through? Is that through?
yeah, so I have a bunch of friends. I mean, friends I used to work with too. They had like non-denom churches around, and they needed fill-in drummers, and so like I would go in and fill in. And so there's this one church called Banner Hill. I played at probably like 6 or 7 like different non-denom churches around like Massachusetts and stuff like that. And they
nice.
had me out to come and play, and so I play around quite a bit, which is cool. So yeah, I grew up Catholic, and there was this awesome band. I feel like that really propelled me into like playing music too. Is my church band.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure same thing with you, or like your love for music.
Yeah.
So yeah, grew up playing like music at church.
And just really quickly too,
Yeah.
because I where does the Catholic Church stand sometimes on like drums and the rhythm section? Because there's even a Baptist church like right over here,
Yeah.
still that Merrimack
It might
Valley.
be up there. That one where
Thank
it's-
you.
Yeah.
Else I'd be struggling.
Yeah.
So I'm
That's
just,
okay.
is it cool? Are some? Because I remember one time I was in a church with Tibbs, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, they have drums in this Catholic church or
Yeah.
whatever, and I didn't want to sound like all, ignorant or whatever. But I feel like more people are more open up to different ways of worship.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think there's a lot of different, like at the church I go to, like there's 3 different masses. So one's like more contemporary. So like the one I play with like drums, a band, we have 2 electric guitars, acoustic guitar, bass,
Sweet.
keyboard, bongos, drums. Like
Bongos, yeah,
we got
dude.
all of it, which is awesome.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I mean, I definitely think there's people enjoy different things, and like it's all under the same umbrella, like
Yeah.
praising God through music and with clashing cymbals, right? It's right in the Bible.
Dude, nice, dude.
Yeah,
Nice
dude.
Psalms
Dude,
reference.
Yeah,
I love it, man.
my dude David over there,
Yeah.
pulling some sick Psalms.
No, I think it's always been somewhere where me being a non-denominational guy, I very much resonate with that in a way,
Yeah.
because I'm super like, I like to think I'm a passionate guy with
Yeah.
whether it's music or whatever I'm doing, but our church would be considered. I would consider myself a charismatic.
Yeah.
So whenever we would have these powerful moments with God, I mean, sometimes in the day too, like you listen to old like Hillsong or Chris Tomlin. Like I'm looking forward to church on Easter. They're gonna play
All the classics.
I'm gonna know they're gonna play all the classics.
Yeah.
They're gonna play Forever by Carrie Joe.
Let's
They'll probably
go.
play
Oceans.
Oceans.
Glorious Day. Yeah.
Yes, they're actually gonna probably open up with that.
Yeah, those
Like
are,
everyone
those are
does.
great. What was I going to ask you? Oh my gosh, I'm totally blanking. Anyways,
Well, I was just saying the whole fact of, I think that's cool because with some churches that take like you can worship so many different ways and whatever. I think when it comes to the way that I've experienced God, I just am like, dude, if you
Mm-hmm.
that whole exchange that happens when you really understand the power of God in your life. I mean, even look, you just brought up the lyrics, "Glorious Day." Like I ran out of that grave. Quite like a. There's like a lot of not just passion, but there's like jubilee. I know that's a super like old word.
That's great.
But that's the power of my life, dude. I'm like, if you saved me from a car crash, say like something falls on me, and I'd be like, David, like you saved me or whatever. I wouldn't be quiet about that and whatever. And I think that's what's one thing where the
touch foots.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm playing footsie.
What the heck?
It's funny because when I touched your foot, I tried to play it off, and then but like, shoot, that camera saw me.
He's got me.
That's just where I feel very much the same way.
Yeah, I think it's cool too. Like, God gave us gifts, like all very unique gifts, and like we're made to like use those gifts for God. And I think would be a shame if like God gave me a gift of music or playing drums, and like for me not to do that, to lead people closer to worship, or closer to God. And that's what I love about music, and like even running sound, like you're using your gift to glorify God, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering where I'm wondering if God's moving me, because I was a worship leader for a long time, and then I had a little bit of a mental health scare a couple years ago, and so I'm more like on the up and up the last year and a half trying to. I went through some church hurt. I had some like people in my life that like essentially like fell to the wayside, had all these tough times, but worship was always the thing that really pointed me to God in the best way, because I would be engaged by the music, obviously to a certain degree. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Music is emotional, and
100%.
There's this Hillsong documentary came out like with kind of like about a lot of the Carl Lentz stuff and whatever. And there was a side part where like worship music is like made to be emotional or whatever. I'm like, dude, all music that you ever experience is emotional. Yeah. I mean, even if you're doing like metal and you're you're feeling emotion. It's just you're feeling violence, and hopefully you don't feel that through church. But that was just the biggest way where even you ever been at Camp Berea?
Yeah, I played there a couple times.
Yeah, nice. Did you do the what was the winter conference called?
Oh yeah, there was one at Monadnock. I think it was like Camp Monadnock or something like that. Yeah, I played that. Those are fun. Yeah. Did you go to that?
I'm trying to think of the name. I did. I did one year, or maybe I went 2 years, but they weren't back to back. But I just remember having these times where I would like listen. I would read these lyrics on the screen. I'm like, dude, these are the most amazing things ever. Yeah. And at this point, I was still new in my faith. Yeah. And the culture where NCA grew up in is that just there weren't enough people that felt like comfortable enough to express their passion for God, because like I don't want to come off as over spiritual or whatever. And then there came a point where I'm like, God, this has to be like broken off in me almost in a spiritual way, because I would experience God's power and His presence in such a way where, or really the Holy Spirit, where I would I would be literally communing with God, even though sometimes I'd just be playing like 4 chords or whatever. Yeah. And then I knew something was really going on when I wouldn't even be playing, and I would sense God's presence. And I was like, whoa, it was such a crazy thing.
That happens a lot to me when I play drums. Like I feel like I feel really close to God when I play music, which is really awesome, interesting.
Bro.
Like even like I'm very visual. Like I'm a visual learner. I like learn things visually, and I'm just like always looking out, just kind of. So like when I'm playing music, I'm always looking out. I'm like, oh man, like God, how are you working in this thing? And it's just really cool to see that, and it makes me emotional. I'm not really like, I don't cry a lot, but
I'm a crier,
dude. I probably cry, like if I'm playing worship music, like with a band, and like I cry. Like it's crazy.
I'm
every
right with
week
you.
Probably, which is crazy. I don't really feel that way that often,
It's sometimes hard for me to describe it in a way, because it's like I'm not sad, but I think it's like more I'm just extremely grateful for what God's done in my life, but even more like what God's done for the world. And I feel like there's always this invitation for me to come and meet with God. But I don't always do that, but
Yeah.
when it happens, it's just amazing.
I think community is huge. Like having a good community of guys, like specifically,
Yeah.
like to like talk through stuff like that, and like even like this is awesome, like podcasts and just like sit down and chat. Like I'm sure these are real life problems that everybody else is going through, and
I always wanted to hear the spiritual side of you too, man, because we probably had mentioned it before, but it was more like we would have like, it'd be at cookouts or
dude, back in the party days,
yeah.
dude, we were crazy back then. I mean, at least I was, but I definitely, I changed. Holy smokes. You have to go through those things, the growing pains, and I wouldn't say I was crazy.
Weren't you are we both thinking of that Nate Thibodeau night and his parents? And there's like 20 of us guys. Yeah. Max Syverson is there. Joel's there. All the NCAA dudes. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, man. Jeez. But yeah, it's so interesting, man, because sometimes I would wonder if I would be too emotional when I would go through worship. But then that's when I really knew that God was working on me, because then I'm like, these songs are about God and the sermon is about God. So I started paying way more attention to sermons.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, wow, it was so crazy and whatever. So you
really cool.
You were playing with different churches. So that was just were you like a hired hand ever, or were you just like
most of the time? Like sometimes they would hire me, but sometimes I would just do it out of the kindness of my heart. Like
what a guy, man!
It was really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I enjoyed doing that. Learned a lot. Met a lot of cool musicians through that.
Can you drop some names?
No, it's more of like
through
like people that like maybe aren't well known, but like they're really good guys or like girls.
The local people.
Yeah, and that they ended up getting me hooked up with other gigs,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Same thing for me, man. And speaking of like trying to sing, I would always be worried. I'm like, if I was at another church, like I feel like I knew enough of the basics and I was passionate about worship leading that like I wanted to do it. But then I was always wondering like, what would it be like if I was on like a metronome, or if I had an electric guitarist or whatever. I've played to a metronome in a couple like gigs that I've done. They would have like Southern Sauhegan Valley like worship nights at what is that place called? It's Amherst's public school. Why is it blanking on my head? And then why is it? Yeah, this is gonna bother me now. So basically, like Amherst, New Hampshire, their public school, they had like an auditorium where we'd play, and I'd play on a metronome there. I once did tent which was Gate City's. I think they still do it. They're like Tuesday night worship nights.
Cool.
I played on a metronome there, and then
I love playing a metronome.
I like it now too, because when I'm doing my own music, I play to a metronome because I didn't realize how. Plus, I'm playing all these. When I'm playing with distorted plugins or whatever.
That's
so
cool.
I'm just very much.
Is it on Logic that you do stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's cool.
Maybe if I feel secure enough myself, I'll show you something.
Pop it into the podcast. Let's hear it.
Well, I was wondering, man, is there like a segment of a song that you could send me that I could put in the beginning of the podcast?
Oh, like my song
from your music?
Sure. Yeah, if you want, I'll send it. At the end of this, yeah.
Cool. So yeah, the great segue, man. So you had an album that came out in 2023, baby.
Wow.
It's still worth trying. Do you have an EP too, or?
No, just the album.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. I know. I got notes on this.
Yeah,
man. I got some notes.
Do you like them?
Yeah. So my favorite song off that album, well, it's tough. So the opening riff for Bury Your Past was like, oh my God, man.
Yeah.
Like it's got some attitude to that.
Yeah.
And then I really like Stay as well.
Yeah, that's a classic.
I didn't even realize it's funny. I also have a song, Heavy Hearted.
Do you?
The album closer. And I didn't realize, dude, that theme, like to close up the album, like it's still worth trying. Mm-hmm. I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, I'd love for you to give your thoughts on it as well.
Yeah.
Is that whole arc of the album is like hope in like bad times.
Yeah.
And like I think of the thing that pops into my head because I feel like I see things in pictures sometimes when it comes to art, is like, the colon sign, which means like oftentimes like people would get it as a tattoo, which means like if they like had an attempt on their own life, like it's continuing. That's what it felt like that album was. So please, man, let's start with meeting Matt, all this stuff, and we'll get into the album. And I'll have it linked below.
Wow, this is awesome.
Yeah, and Between You and Me is the 2024 single, right? When did that drop?
That dropped, last year. Wow.
Yeah, it's been a little while. It's 2025 now, but
we're
every 2 years, right? New album.
Yeah, I would love that. Yeah, it's what a whirlwind. So I met Matt, the other guy in my band. So it's just me and Matt in the band, and we hire out guys to play with us during shows and stuff. But yeah, it's me and Matt are the main people. Matt and I was tour managing for a country artist. And we had like this tour coming up, and we needed a guitar player. And so I was like, oh man, I don't know any guitar players that would want to.
What year?
2000, probably 17, 18.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So yeah, I was like looking around, and I kept seeing this guy pop up on Facebook. And I was like, who the heck is this guy? And so like I out of the blue reached out to him. I wish I had the text message right here, but I was like, hey dude, I keep seeing you around. I know you play guitar. Would you ever be interested in like auditioning for a tour this summer or country? And he's like, dude, he sent me like videos, and I was like, this guy's awesome, So that's how I met Matt. Yeah. And like, turns out we had, tons of mutual connections and stuff like that. But we started playing together with that country band. After that like run was done, we realized that we were like super close, and we're like, wow, dude, let's do something together. So we started writing music, and this was like right before COVID. So we had like a good amount of time to just be together. Since I was out of college. I never went to college, so I was out of high school. So I had a bunch of time. I was doing like side gigs, working landscaping or doing woodworking stuff, and. Yeah, so I had a bunch of time that I would like drive down to Massachusetts, and we would just write music together and spend like.
Is that where he's from, Matt?
Yeah, he's West Roxbury, the hood. No, it wasn't the hood.
Do you think I can get Matt on here sometime?
Oh, 100%. He would love that.
Awesome. I actually met Matt once.
You did?
So his wife, Anna, right?
Yes.
She's the sister of Eden.
Yeah.
I met Eden through this other guy, David Marshall, who I mentioned earlier, and he came to Encounter one time. I had no clue who he is, so I was just like being friendly, talking to him. He's like, "Oh yeah, I play guitar too," and then I'm like, "Oh, dude, so nice to meet you." And then I think I followed him on Instagram and whatnot from there. I've actually was on once again. I'm sorry to talk over you because I didn't realize. I'm like, holy, like a couple months ago, I'm like, or a couple months after that, rather, I was like, oh my god, he's like a musician, and I was like, welcome to Encounter. It was like we played. I probably played like the Glorious Day riff and thought I was hot, whatever. But he was like such a like a nice guy and whatever,
really
like
awesome.
Very humble.
Yeah, I miss that dude. He actually lives in Tampa now.
Really?
Yeah, so we haven't been playing music too often, but yeah, that's the bummer about like him moving and like.
When did he move? A while ago?
Yeah, about a year ago.
So do you go down to Florida? Like
not as often. I haven't been down yet to visit him, but we chat probably like 4 or 5 times a week, just hanging out. Where was I?
Yeah, I keep cutting you off, bro.
Dude, that's totally fine.
We were talking about just when you met Matt and then you started playing together.
Yeah.
Was it just you and him in like a side room at like Event United?
No, so his he had a house. His parents was like in the backyard of his parents' house. It was like another separate house, but it was a studio. And he had a great studio set up there, and we would just go and jam. And so we made, I don't know, a lot of songs, and we had a lot of ideas, and we're like, dude, let's put this out. So we started out doing stuff by ourselves, and we're like, oh, this is great, but like we want to take it to another level. Yeah. So we ended up, I'm trying to think. So Super Small World, like I was playing drums with this other guy, Christopher Duffley. I'm sure you know him.
Sounds familiar.
He's blind and he's autistic, but he's an inspirational speaker.
Oh, okay.
And so I was playing music with him, and we would travel a bunch, and he opened up for this Christian band. I don't know if you heard of Sidewalk Prophets.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great. Yeah. So we opened for them, And one of the techs, I don't know if I chatted up with him for a little bit, but his name is Caleb Fisher. And yeah, we started,
I got notes.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. I hit him up out of the blue, I think. And I was like, he posted on his Instagram story. That's what it was like. Hey, looking for, artists. I have a studio in Nashville. Would love to like work on stuff.
Nashville. Of course that's Nashville.
Yeah. So we were like, dude, let's do this. Let's go down. So we went down to like test it out, and we recorded a single, which is actually Between You and Me. So that was the first song.
Really?
Yeah. Between You and Me was the first song that we recorded with Caleb.
Really?
Yeah. So we recorded that. We finished it up. I don't remember. I think we did release it, and then we took it down for a little bit because we rebranded.
All right. Maybe that's what I missed then. Okay, because it says 2024 on Spotify.
It does, yeah.
And
so
the album was 2023.
It was only up for a couple weeks, I think. And we're like, let's rebrand. So we ended up rebranding.
Yeah.
So between you and me, we had like maybe 6 songs out at that point. And we're like, let's just take it to another level. So we ended up going down, do that single. Turned out we loved it. It was awesome.
How long does it take to?
That one, I think, was 2 days. There's a YouTube videos. I don't know if you...
The documentary?
No, the one before that. I don't know if you saw that.
I'll pull it up.
Pull it up. One of our friends was a videographer, Sven Syverson. You know, Max's brother.
Yeah. I saw Sven actually at Keegan D'Souza's wedding.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. Yeah.
What should I look up?
The band 2020. There it is.
Close. Oh, shoot.
It's okay.
Close enough.
There it is. If you go... Yeah, right there, official behind the scenes. So this was the first time going to Nashville.
It's probably all the wonky.
Oh, yeah, it's on like the opposite channel. Can you hear it? There it is. So this is live footage.
I haven't seen this.
Oh, really? This is live footage of us,
Dude.
Yeah, this was awesome. This is so cool. Bring back so many memories.
Oh, that sounds pretty good through here.
So
Can I use this audio, sir?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I don't know if it's...
Yeah, and then that's why it's weird with the music.
That's funny. Yeah.
I also feel like Matt's range would be like me if I could sing good. Yeah. Like, I'm just like, some of the notes that he hits on your album, I'd be like, I think I can hit that note, I can't.
Yeah. So, yeah, we were working through all the stuff here, and...
Wow.
Yeah, it's really
Who's
cool.
this guy?
So these are all like studio guys.
That's a bass player, right?
Yeah, that's Sweet Kev. He plays with Ben Rector a lot.
Oh.
And we were just going through. We came in with a demo and all that, and we just wanted to like work stuff out. And they had a bunch of notes, and they're like, "Hey, you could do this."
Look at the Nord. The Nord is where the Lord is.
That's right.
That's like a whole soundboard in and of itself. I feel like the Nord.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah.
Just look at all that. It's
I know. So yeah, we were just like talking through stuff. This was only one song. I think we did 2 songs actually on this time, and it was 2 days.
Wow.
It was a bunch of fun.
Jeez.
I know. Looking back at this, it's like holy smokes.
Yeah, because this is probably forever ago for you, right?
Yeah.
What are you guys playing? Are you playing in standard, like tuning?
I think he may have been like a drop D on this one, like a half step, or.
I approve. Should be lower, but
yeah.
no, I'm just kidding. As a metalhead, yeah.
So this room was it's like a little closet.
Yeah.
This place I don't think it exists anymore. They ended up moving
Really?
studios, but yeah, it was like a super small closet, and Sven was in here with Matt, and he was just like holding the camera up above him. Yeah,
So what's that? Is that the...
So those are the chord charts.
Just chord charts?
The Nashville number system, which basically just...
That's... I can do some of the number system, but only in a couple keys. Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin's great, dude. He's a super awesome guy, super down to earth.
There was a certain song I was listening to the other day on like like I said, to be honest, dude, I don't listen to you guys all the time, but especially because you guys have a very Switchfoot sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys are big Switchfoot fans, right?
That's Matt's favorite band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll keep it playing. So are you a Switchfoot guy? Like, what are some of your influences?
Oh man, I am all over the place.
Ooh,
so
tell me.
I don't know if you know this. I DJ weddings too. So
You really?
Yeah, I DJ weddings,
to
and
know.
so yeah, in the future, when you get married,
Yes, sir, man.
That's right.
I'll keep it in line.
I'm trying. Well, I just lost my train of thought. I just saw the words.
Oh, we were just talking about influences and whatever.
Oh, influences. Yeah, love Switchfoot. I wouldn't say it's like my number one band, but love every one of them. Switchfoot. I don't know if Ben Rector. Love Ben Rector.
Is Ben Rector like why does his name sound familiar?
He's pretty popular. I don't know what genre it is. It's like,
is he indie?
No.
But
yeah, he has like Brand New. Do you know a song?
I'm not
Probably
sure.
not. That was probably awful.
No,
Me
it's
singing,
fine.
dude.
I was thinking about I was hearing the notes. I was trying to decipher.
So Ben Rector's really great. I always had a hard time with these questions, like who's your favorite artist or whatever. I don't have favorites.
Yeah.
It's like I just love.
You're well-rounded.
Yeah.
Do you like the 1975 at all?
I love the 1975.
Dude, I found them 2 years ago on YouTube. Remember that they had a live
the live album
at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah,
I
that's a
heard
great one.
the first one I heard was probably like something like Love It If We Made. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, this band's good.
Yeah.
And then I heard like all these other songs like from freaking I remember I was listening to the second one I heard was Happiness, like
Yeah.
the bass in the beginning. I was like, bro,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Like, what is this band? And obviously like it's just so interesting because Matty Healy is such like he's the typical rock star, like ex-heroin addict, smoking cigarettes and drinking wine on stage.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's fun though. It's really fun music.
They have some energetic stuff. I have this like whole list of bands that I've seen or like I've worked with.
Yeah.
And it's probably like 6 or 7 pages long. And like just going down and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I saw these guys. And like they're some of my favorite bands, which is really cool. Like one of my top favorite
Put it on the
bands.
list. Give me some.
Man, it's on my phone. I don't know if I.
Oh, I know.
Let me see if it's on my watch.
Maybe you can
hold
pull
on.
it up.
Let me pull up my computer.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, there's just so many. That's why I was curious, like going into the band 2020 sound. Is it more like following what Matt wants to do, like where? Because obviously you guys you said super close, and it's just you two in the band, so that's why you keep it. Sometimes when people write albums, from what I hear, is that it's usually like one person does a good amount, and then it's like, all right, you write the drums, and then you can do a solo for 2 measures or.
Yeah. So with Matt and I, it was very like right down the middle. It was like 100%, 100%.
Do you write lyrics?
Yeah, oh yeah. So I wrote a bunch of those lyrics. Matt's strong suit is lyrics and like obviously guitar parts because I'm not a guitar player, but some of the tunes that like I came up with the guitar parts even though I don't play, which is kind of funny.
Did you come up with the Burr Your Past riff?
No, that was the funny.
I was gonna flip.
I wonder if I have. I probably have like original like demos from that.
Dude, you should check out my voice memos. They're all over the place too.
Oh, I bet I do have it. Oh, 2024. Here we go. This is a long time ago. Yeah, it was like super like, Matt, I really don't like this song. I think it sucks. Bury Your Past. And it turned out to be one of my favorites. I wonder, let me see if it loads right here. Let's see. I think this may be just his vocal.
So you found out nothing's been holding you down.
This is clean. So like,
you're released from the chains whenever on the ground.
yeah, that's cool. So like we would record, like, to give you a little insight, like I would go over to his house. We would like flush out ideas, and like I would be like, okay, I'll do this, and like, or like we would just work together on everything and be
Yeah.
like, oh, let's work on lyrics, and so we'd work on lyrics. You know the song "Go to Sleep"?
I really like that song.
Yeah.
There's a certain part of it that sorry, continue.
No, I was just gonna say it. I have the video when we created it. It was probably like, I don't know, maybe 1 a.m. And we were just.
Would it be more than once a week that you would do?
Oh yeah, sometimes it would be like, I don't know, multiple times a week. I don't have it right here, but yeah, it'd be like multiple times a week, and I would sleep over for a week at a time, and we would just like go through it. So, yeah, I don't have it right here, but he is a funny dude. I love Matt. He's one of my best friends.
That's awesome, man. So it's a bummer you moved to Tampa.
Yeah.
You said, right?
Yeah, he lives in Tampa, and they have a baby boy over there. He's my godson, which is really cool.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
The Godfather. I just watched that. I watched that for the first time. I've been doing getting into one of these podcasters I follow.
Yeah.
His name's Julian Dory. So he'll have, I don't know if you ever heard of him. He has a lot of ex-special forces. Like he does a lot of almost like French conspiracy theory stuff.
Cool.
And he's like a guy from Jersey, so he always has stuff about the Godfather. I'm like, I like
The
movies
Godfather.
and whatever, so I'm like, I should know about this. But I'm kind of iffy sometimes about the whole American crime boss world. Obviously, like it was very much a thing, but I just sometimes like the Jersey accent just annoys me so much.
Right?
The Boston accent probably isn't much better.
That's
to be
funny.
honest.
Yeah, I like movies too. I'm not a huge movie nerd.
Yeah.
But like, I love some people how like they can quote movies like the back of their hand. You're like, oh yeah, like oh that's from this movie.
One of my friends is really good at quoting movies, but I'm like, dude, 2 a day, bro.
Yeah, that's funny. Awesome.
So when you went to Nashville to record everything, how long were you there for?
So that was a 5-day stint. So like
for just the Between You and Me?
No, this was for the whole album.
What?
So we were there for 5 days. It was crazy. Maybe it was a week. It was.
5 days.
We prepped everything beforehand, made sure we had everything good. Went down the first 2 days. We just recorded instruments. So it was like we had the whole band there, and we recorded 13 songs in 2 days. So we recorded. We were just going one after the other. It was awesome, and for us not being like, I guess, experienced studio musicians, that the guys were like, you guys are like unbelievable that you're able to like pull this off.
So in the documentary, I remember them saying that.
Yeah.
Caleb said that, right?
Yeah. And
Probably
so
everybody was.
we were like super blown away by like the guys, super crazy people playing on our albums too. Like Chris Donegan, he was the guitar player that played that part in Bury Your Past.
Yeah.
He's like on everything. Like every country song. It's crazy. He's super talented.
You know what's super interesting? You bring up country too. The guy that brought me my guitar teacher was like country guy, so he could play everything, right? But his main thing was like either fiddle or pedal steel.
Yeah.
I remember I was showing him like after I went through the Beatles book.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, can you? It's funny now. I'm like, hey, do you think you could help me through this new band or whatever?
Yeah.
This was obviously not a new band.
That's
it was
funny.
Human Clay by Creed.
That's awesome.
Arguably the worst cover. Let me pull that up actually really quick.
Have you ever heard of Bill Murray?
Like Bilmuri.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He's one of my favorite artists too.
Dude, that guy is fire.
Yeah, he's
That's
really
where I'm
good.
like him, Sleep Token. When it takes me, like, it took me a while to like Sleep Token, even with Bill Murray a couple times. Like, dude, what are we doing? It's like a sax, and then like the drummer's like crazy, and then the just a super charismatic frontman. What is the guy's actual name?
I don't know.
It's not.
Have you seen their live album?
No, I keep
it's
seeing
so
it on
funny.
YouTube.
Yeah, he like talks in a baby voice the whole time. You guys ready? You ready for a good night? So funny.
For anyone curious what I was referencing earlier, this is the Human Clay Creed album. It is disgusting, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, this came out in like 99 or whatever. But I'm like,
that's when I was
holy
born,
cow. And it's crazy. Like, I love all of Mark Tremonti's like side bands. I had one of my friends on here, like episode 20. 21 or 23 with my friend Nate, where we just talked about like all metal and rock.
That's
and
awesome.
whatever.
That's cool.
So going back when you were recording, so when you have everything you said put together before you come into a studio, so what does that look like? So Matt writes, is he writing the bass parts as well?
Yeah, so it depends. I mean, a lot of the time, since it was like 50-50 or like 100-100, like Matt would do some of the bass parts. Like I would do a lot of the bass parts. I would do a lot of like the melodies, and like it would just be like a collaboration with both of us the whole time. So,
Wow.
So we would make a demo. So basically we had the whole song.
What would you record that on?
Logic.
Okay.
So we would record everything. I want to pull it up because it's crazy the difference. And I have it right here. It's crazy the difference where like the demo compared to, the finished product. Let me see. I must have it in here.
Yeah, take your time. Because dude, your album, obviously, like you recorded it professionally, whatever. It sounds like $1 million. I'm having trouble sometimes with these plugins I buy with Logic, which are
really?
good. Like I'm getting them from like Neural DSP, so they're legit stuff.
Yeah.
The guitar I have is a baritone too, so that when I'm playing in drop A and drop G, sometimes it's not always going through. But
okay. What song do you want to hear the demo for?
jeez, I think, like I said, "Stay" was my favorite song off the album.
So this is the demo for Stay, what we went to Nashville with. So like we came to Nashville with this.
This is so cool, bro.
So that you'll hear parts in here that didn't make it to the album. So it's completely different, you know?
Yeah.
A lot longer, you know? But you still hear like the heartbeat of everything.
Is that the bass I'm hearing? The
Yeah.
or like up here?
So obviously this is like not
Yeah.
dialed, but you still have like the. So we would just like come up with the stuff on the spot, and then this is a still awesome demo though.
That's what I was gonna say next, man. Is this considered halftime? What you're doing on the drums?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I do like. Dude, I haven't played this in forever. It's so funny. So my new place, I don't have a drum setup, and so
and no electric drums, right?
No
None of
electric
that.
drums, absolutely not. So like I haven't been able to play in a little bit, which kind of stinks. But
Drummer question:
yeah,
tuning drums.
yeah,
How do you do it?
yeah.
I had my other friend Dan Toms on here before you, and he's a drummer as well. And he said sometimes I just like kind of like do what I can with each head. But like I said, obviously you're a touring musician and whatever. Dan doesn't tour. He's still someone that I like. He's great at drums or whatever. He's trying to be. I need a drummer for all my
Yeah,
stuff. I
that's
don't
awesome.
have anything.
Yeah.
A lot of couple of my other drummer friends
Yeah.
aren't, and I know you're always busy and stuff and don't want to play.
Well, yeah. Send me
knockoff
over your stuff
breaking
if you
bench.
want. Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyways, so tuning a drum set, bro.
Yeah.
Like, how does that work? What do you tune it to? Like the hertz or?
So sometimes like certain drums, they're made specifically like a certain shell, like is tuned to a certain note. Like they actually make the drum specifically like, hey, this drum sounds the best when it's tuned to this note, and it even says it like inside the drum. So you can tune it by like there's different gauges you can get. I forget what it's called. I'm a drummer and I should know this, but I don't usually use it. You put it on the head and it tells you what the tension is basically on the head. And
But
so
that's different than hertz, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Different,
That's like
but hertz
big
is
brain
like
stuff.
different. Hertz is like the actual audible like sound. Like
Okay.
what it is. So yeah, sometimes I just tune by ear. A lot of the time, but like if I want to a specific note, I have this like it's called like the drum bot. And it goes around and it's measuring hertz.
Wow.
Or,
So is it like a sensor?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is really cool. And like, I know there's some people out there that are just absolutely ridiculous about tuning drums. Like they're so talented in doing it.
When does it become too anal?
I don't know if that's your sound though. Like if you're known for like a good drum sound, like I think that's what makes a good drummer. A drummer is like a good drummer would be like just tuning and owning your stuff. You know, like I don't think you can be too anal about it. I think there might be like a point where like, hey, don't touch my drums. Like,
yeah, you don't seem like the type.
And everything,
just no electric.
Everything affects it, just like acoustic guitars and like other stuff, your humidity and stuff like that. You know, like air temperature.
Well, doesn't that must be really hard when you're? So I guess you went on. Did you go on tour before?
Yeah.
Okay, so when was this, man?
There's one in 2018, I believe, and then throughout 2016, 2017, I was doing like shows across the country here and there. But I just recently went on tour with this guy's name's Chris Walton. He's a really good guy.
Chris Walton.
He is like R&B. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. Let's look him up. His name is Senator Fudge. I wonder if he changed. I wonder if he changed it on Instagram.
What a name.
But I just did. Where is it? Right here. So this is a cover. This is Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
Is this you?
Yeah. But it's like very soulful, you know?
See, I listen to too much heavy music when it comes to like, where do you fall with like ghost notes?
Oh, I love ghost notes. Yeah.
Because there was definitely ghost notes on the album.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. 100%.
Because I'm just like, some of these guys, like this drummer for Sleep Token, like he'll add ghost notes on his.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you mother! Like,
yeah,
that's incredible.
That drummer's unbelievable. There's a lot of good drummers. Him. Yeah.
Can I show you this one other this other band? They're called Holding Absence.
Yeah.
They're I want to just show this one. You talk about halftime choruses.
Yeah.
This is like one of my favorite. This is where I fell in love with halftime choruses, and that's where I was like, holy cow. Let me see if I can.
I gotta get you a playlist of mine so you can
bro.
Take a look at all these things. You know,
what's this guy's name? Ashley Green. Yeah, right. I just talked about him in the last podcast. Ashley Green. Celebration song. Sorry, guys, bear with me.
Celebration song. You know, what's been oh, here we go.
No, you're good.
This is a good ad.
Oh, there's a second ad. This is the
classic.
thing. I need to get YouTube
Premium.
Premium, yeah. Because it always happens when I'm doing.
Have you ever heard Rufus to Soul?
Yes.
Yeah. Ashley Green.
It's like I said, he's just like his band's not heavy, but they're very much a like kind of like an emo type of band, but their drummer is so it's like this big swell, and then,
dude. So would you say you like metal, like your primary?
I don't like the total screaming because I can't scream or whatever.
It's like Bill Murray. It's like a good.
Yeah, so like I like that guy's voice a lot.
Yeah.
Because, and like I would love to say like I grew up on Breaking Benjamin and stuff, but then sometimes I'm like, I heard this word, butt rock, and I was never the same. I'm like, oh, that's so offensive, bro. But I could see why.
Rock, yeah.
Because all the dads love them. But there was a reason why I brought this up. We were talking about halftime courses.
Yeah.
And even, like I said, I already listened to your album a couple or several times in the past. But then, like, I remember I first reached out to you was a little while ago.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, yeah, I haven't listened to them in a while. And I always see, like, the only album that's, like, pink.
Yeah.
Is was that album. So I was like, oh, that was so interesting. I'm like, that actually, is that a halftime chorus?
Yeah.
And I'm like, it is.
Yeah, there's a lot that that Stay song was really fun to make. I think the whole thing is halftime, or not the whole thing, but the chorus is halftime.
Can I pull up part of Stay?
Yeah,
so the
100%.
audience knows, and I will have Dave and Matt's album linked below. My
Yeah,
friends.
we'll have to have Matt come over.
Dude, if he's ever up,
Yeah,
I think
I think he's in town coming up soon.
Really?
We'll do it we can do it over Zoom too. We'll get you.
Dude,
hooked
if
up.
you can help me with that, then that would be awesome.
Yeah, I'll hook you up.
And one thing, really quickly too, Dave, like this is just off the top of my head. When I would like try to do I did a little album at my friend's house, and it was or this guy who used to go to my church. He's actually been on the podcast before, but it was like super old equipment, so it was very bad. I was just it was in high school, terrible. There's like 2 songs maybe that I would maybe play. But when at the time, I would always be so scared to tell people. I'd be I'd be listen to it, but I didn't want to be in the room.
Very vulnerable.
Yeah, super vulnerable, man, and it wasn't good at the time. But you were one of the other people at the time where you were so cool about being upfront about it and it makes sense because you probably weren't as insecure. No. And that's one reason why I was always, whenever I would see your post, I would go out of my way to be like, dude, that's awesome.
That's awesome. I appreciate it.
It was so much, it was so cool to see because I'm like, oh, if I was confident, maybe I could do half of what you're doing. Okay, so Stay, the band.
It's the third one down.
Third one down. This?
Up one more.
Oh, this is
that was like the single.
Okay, so I wasn't what. Yeah, so this was what we talked about earlier. What was the other? I didn't mean to say Stay.
Yeah, it's like halftime. Yeah, dude.
Oh, Mirrors. That's what I was thinking
yeah.
of. We'll skip a little bit ahead to avoid copyright. Dude, what?
Oh, that's funny. I'll hit you.
I know. Dude, I can't even hit that note.
Yeah. I'll have to hit you up with the audio interface for recording stuff on your computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll hit you up with that. That's cool.
So, how many? I want to pull up Mirrors real quick. I said, I'm kind of jumping around. No.
You can just go to the channel. I think you're on the bottom.
Yeah. I'm terrible at multitasking, as you can tell,
okay.
Dave.
It's great.
Yeah, man. So once again, Bury Your Past, Stay, and then I really liked. I really thought Mirrors was probably my favorite. But then, like I said, I was looking at some of the lyrics to once again, just the whole.
Yeah.
I can't believe I never even went to one of your live. I think one time I tried and I freaking worked later. Some BS. Be there.
Dude. This was fun to make. This is
Dude, so these atmospheric sounds, where's that coming from?
Yeah, it's all Logic. Well, we would
You
record.
buy plugins?
No, I think that was either a built-in plugin or a built-in sound on Logic, or
You're kidding.
Or I mean, we edited it a ton, but Matt would just scream, and I would catch it, record it, and then I would put a bunch of plugins on it and stuff. There's this one song that we're working on, unreleased here, dude. I'll give you a little.
Dave, this is awesome. Thank you again, man.
Dude,
this is dope.
I'll give you a little sneak peek of what possibly is coming.
Let's go. I have a couple more questions too, so
Yeah.
we're at 5. So we'll try to do a couple more minutes and
all right, here
go
it
from
is.
there.
I don't know which one to show you.
Stay tuned, guys. We're getting
Stay
some
tuned.
unreleased The Band 2020.
Yeah, is it this one? That's a good one. I'm trying to think of one we have lyrics on. Here we go. This one. Here we go. You'll like this one. I'll skip to the chorus. Hold on. Here you go. Here you go. So this is what I was talking about.
Dude. What, bro?
Yeah. We'll release it eventually.
Damn,
A
bro.
little sneak peek.
Dude, so recording
Yeah.
not analog drums, like what's the word I'm trying
Is
to
it like
think?
recording drums?
Well, not programming drums.
Yeah.
Like what plugins are you using? And
I don't use too many program drums.
but what about right there?
Like that was all my drums. Like those are all analog drums.
Really?
Yeah. There was like a loop in there. I didn't really program it. It was just like a loop that I found.
Oh, really quickly for the people knowing all the stuff we're talking about. Logic is like it's a program you can put on your computer, which like it's recording. So should have mentioned that earlier.
It's like
Sorry to
Garage
cut you
Band.
off.
No, it's all good. Yeah.
The better GarageBand. Yes.
So yeah, I have like loops and stuff like that built in on Logic. I mean, like you have some too on there.
Yeah, I'm trying to do some stuff through Splice or whatever.
Yeah, Splice
just
is
because
cool.
I'm trying to get like a wet snare, like, and I just can't.
Yeah.
I'm having like trouble doing it.
Let me before I leave, I'll airdrop you some drum sounds and stuff like that.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So how much? So it's 5. We got like how much time do you think?
I probably have to leave in the next 10 minutes.
Okay. Cool. So I'll do a couple quick fires at you. So oh yeah, these are some of the. Oh, I need to hide these. These are the. These are the questions I was supposed to have memorized. So I guess, man, wrapping up, like, what was your like worst and best performance you think that you've had so far?
Oh boy, worst and best. I don't like to like look at things as like my worst.
That's fair.
Just because like every experience that I had is like a learning experience, you know. So like I don't look at it as a failure, you know, because I learned something from it.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know.
What's the biggest crowd you play in front of too, by the way?
Ooh.
Does that like affect any of your playing?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. More energy and probably a couple thousand. Probably like probably like 10 to 15,000.
This is when you're opening up for someone?
Yeah, either you're opening up for a country artist or probably 10 to 15 would be my biggest one, which is really awesome. Which is just something else.
How are the nerves?
Oh, when you're up there, you're pretty nervous, but when you start playing, it just kind of it just goes away, you know.
That's what's so crazy about like when you're being a worship music artist. Like my church was always super. They were never like anal about sound or staying on cue. So like, we love it. You did a great job. I'm like, I've just played the worst set of my life.
Yeah.
And what do you think was your best performance then?
Oh man. I don't know. The album, like we had an album release party.
That's what I tried to go to.
Yeah. I don't know if it was the album release party or there was like a showcase after. It's on my Instagram. It's like the first video on there. I think that was one of my best. You can pull it up.
Yeah, we got to, man. We haven't shown any things that we showed the album, but
yeah, it's right on Instagram. Yeah, that was a really cool, fun time. That was at Offense. So this is live. Yeah.
What symbol is that, by the way?
That's it's called like an effects symbol. It's like a holy symbol. That's what it's called. Oh yeah, dude.
Sorry, I know it's loud.
That was a fun time. Good old days.
Nice,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
Wow. Yeah, that was the good old days. So do you think you will, referring to the good old days, obviously you haven't been doing it as much
Yeah.
of the music stuff. So would you ever want to be like a full-time like touring musician, you think?
I mean, I would love to.
I mean, now
I think
you're
that
married.
that's a passion, but
Got 2 kids on the way
yeah,
coming
dude,
though.
twin girls actually too.
Wow, dude, a
Identical-
girl dad.
Identical twin girls. Yeah, so I would love to be, but I don't think that's where my passion is right now.
Yeah.
Kind of going wherever the Lord calls me, but like I'm open to whatever he calls me to. So if that's that, but I definitely want to prioritize staying at home, you know, with the wife and the kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely, man. Well, hey, one or two more wrapping up questions,
Yeah.
and then so in all this, man, the one thing I've also loved that we it kind of was already part of what we were talking about today, but I always feel like online, seeing, like I said, more like you online adjacent these days up until now, it's like it seems like you're always like super open about your faith and whatever.
Yeah.
Man. I love that you're always like thank God, or like even in your bio, doesn't it say something about like use your gifts to bless God or to reflect God? I think that's so cool, man. And has that been a journey, or is it some place where it's just like sometimes we have these points in our lives where I just get a hold of God and He gets a hold of me and I just start trucking. But I've always just think it's so cool, man. Even I feel like sometimes with even the environment you're in, there might not even be like people, like I said, this is just my own opinion. Yeah. But sometimes with the Adventure crew, I don't know if everyone's always has, they always do a lot of stuff for churches and whatever, but sometimes some people's views aren't always like who they work for, So
Sure.
I always think you've been super just open about your faith once again and not ashamed. You know?
I think it's all a journey. Like for me, it was never like, wow, like I love God so much and I'm going to do this now. Like it's always been just like a growing up thing, like God's like the love of my life, like he's everything. And so like, he's always been a huge part of my life. But I think, growing up and going through life, there's been hills and valleys. Like sometimes you need the dry season to like, cactuses only grow and dry, so like sometimes you need the dry seasons to grow. And so like, I definitely think,
that's where I did the most growing. It wasn't pleasant, but I grew.
Right. Oh, absolutely. And so we definitely need those seasons. And like, there's awesome times. Like I'm in an amazing time right now and staying close to the Lord. Man. Right. Yeah. And like, I'm just really thankful for where I'm at right now and where I'm going to be in the next couple of years and living day by day,
Yeah. Wow, man.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll end on with this last question, man.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful, beautiful little thing there, man. I appreciate it. Give me your dream festival. So 4 artists, name the place you want to do it and what food's being catering in the back.
Oh boy. So am I playing with these guys or like, are these
just...
You
can do whatever.
Are they? Ooh, okay. Oh man. So these are the hard questions.
I know. I'm sorry, I ended on a hard one.
No, this is great. I love Ben Rector and like all the guys over there. Okay. So Ben Rector would be there for sure.
Okay. So there's headlining and then there's the 2 or 3 opening bands.
Okay.
Ooh. But I guess I need to get into Ben Rector from what you're saying.
Bill Murray is awesome.
I love it, man.
Bill Murray.
Great choice.
Toto.
I haven't heard of him. Am I missing out?
Gosh. Yeah, you're missing out. This is like an 80s band, like 70s, 80s band.
Oh, okay.
They're one of my favorite bands, Toto. I mean, there's just so many. I love James Taylor, too. Oof. James Taylor's good.
Nice.
So, yeah, I'm all Earth, Wind, and Fire. I know that's more than 4, but...
Okay, so who'd be headlining?
Oh, man. Probably Toto.
Toto? Okay.
Toto.
T-O-D-O?
T-O-T-O.
Oh, Toto. Okay.
Toto.
All right.
It's like the toilets. It's funny.
Jeez, man. Okay, so where would the location be?
Location would be, oh, man. I did a festival. This was really sweet. It was right on the beach, on Nauset Beach, and it was like overlooking the ocean. But there's another place, I forget where it is, but they have a festival like that, and definitely would want to do it like on a beach somewhere.
Damn, that's sick.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the food, man.
Got to pick something.
I'm such a foodie, so I love everything.
I wonder how the food on backstage it probably varies, huh?
Yeah,
depending
probably
upon
some
where
like
you are.
mozzarella sticks. I'm a huge.
Yes.
I don't know
dude.
why it's Applebee's, the honey barbecue boneless wings with ranch.
Yes, dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
my gosh.
Applebee's would be catering.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds good, man. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Well, hey, that was David Saint-Germain.
guys.
Dude, thank you so much for coming
Yeah.
on. We'll obviously be in touch with some stuff. Maybe we can work something out with Matt.
Yeah.
And thank you again for letting me using these mics. And, you know,
Yeah.
maybe for the first couple minutes we can do multi-camera angle.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
know?
Thanks, guys, for having me on. And this guy's awesome.
Yeah.
Keep up the support with this guy. He's great.
Yes. Until next time, guys, we'll see you. Peace.
Sweet.